I really felt like there was a bait and switch involved here, in that Senator Saxhog told the conferees, and I think he was sincere in telling us that a compromise with the state auditor was to do a study, have an auditor study an auditor. The legislative auditor was going to study the work of the state auditor. And this was presented as in place of a House provision that would require the state auditor to be one of many bidding for contracts with counties and cities across the state. And I really feel like that's a very bad precedent and moving toward privatization, and like the fox watching the chicken coop. And that in my years as chair of the State and Local Government Committee, not once did a city or a county or a local unit of government ever come to me and say they had a problem with the state auditor. If they thought she was charging too much, she wasn't fair, whatever, lada. And quite frankly, if the auditor did criticize a local government, maybe there was a good reason for that. That's why she's the watchdog, to make sure that they're accountable, to make sure that they're not wasting the taxpayers' money. That's what she's in the Constitution to do. And so we very strongly on our side in the conference committee oppose that provision in the House bill. But in the global agreement, the leaders agreed that the legislative auditor would study the state auditor to see if all her reports she's done and all the work she's done truly has been led to more efficiencies for government, whatever. And that seemed like a fair compromise. So when we, in the conference committee last night at 2 or 3 in the morning, it's always a problem, members, when we're doing things at 2 and 3 in the morning, all of a sudden there was a change in that global agreement. And not only were we doing the study, but we were also doing the original House position with a 1-year delayed effectiveness date. And that was not my understanding of what the agreement was. So we had a little recess, and we had our conferees had a conversation with the House leaders, and they insisted that was what the agreement was. And I still did not agree with the position. I didn't vote for it. And I found out this morning that that was not true, that that's not what the agreement was. And here we are on the last day of session, and we've got several bills left to pass, and we're faced with this dilemma. But I've asked for a roll call vote now, and I would like to urge members to vote no on accepting this conference committee report. There's still time. It can go back to conference, and this can be corrected. And we should not let the clock rule bad decision making.
Sandra